Hello everyone, welcome back. This is our lecture 1, class 9, subject English. In this lecture, we are going to discuss poem 6 of Beehive, that is No Men Are Foreign, written by James Kirkup. So, let's discuss this poem No Men Are Foreign, written by James Kirkup. First, we will look for the introduction of the poet. Then we will discuss in detail each and every stanza of the poem, and we will also discuss the poetic devices used in the poem by the poet. James Kirkup. He was a prolific English poet, translator and travel writer. He wrote over 30 books including autobiographies, novels and plays. His first poetry book, The Drowned Sailor, in 1947, then Kirkup's published works encompassed several dozen collections of poetry, 6 volumes of autobiography and over 100 monographs of original work and translations and thousands of shorter pieces in journals and periodicals. Many of his poems recalled his childhood days in the Northeast and are featured in such publications as The Sense of the Visit, To the Ancestral North, Throwback and Shields Sketches. His hometown of South Shields now holds a growing collection of his works in the Central Library, and artifacts from his time in Japan are housed in the nearby museum. His skilled writing of haiku and tanka is acknowledged internationally. His last volume of poetry was published during the summer of 2008 by Red Squirrel Press and was launched at a special event at Central Library in South Shields. Now, let's have a look on the introduction of the poem, that what this poem is all about. As the title of the poem suggests, no men are foreign. The title No Men Are Foreign means that no men belong to another country. The poet wants to say that all men are same, all men are equal. He wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood, that is, we all are same and we should not hate anyone on the grounds of countries, on the grounds of different colors, creed, gender or anything. In this poem, the poet wants to tell us that everyone in this world is same. All people, all men are same. They eat, live and die the same way. Everyone gets the bounties of nature like sunshine, land, etc. in equal measure. That is, everyone has the equal right on the things of the nature, and so we are humans. We have no right to create differences on the grounds of any criteria. We can also say that it is a peace poem. We can also say that it is a poem that prevails the message of harmony and peace. Stanza 1. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk upon is earth like this in which we all shall lie. So in the first line, the poet says that no men are strange and no country is foreign. So he is attempting to remove the borders from the earth which have been erected to separate different countries. Then only no country will be foreign. We will feel every country as our own land when there will be no borders. Everyone will be free to move around. The poet wants to say that the entire earth is one, and all the people who live on this earth belong to one human race. Then he says that inside the uniforms, the second line, beneath all uniforms, that means different kinds of clothes, that inside the uniforms worn by soldiers of different countries, the human being is the same. God has made all of us in a similar way. All breathe in the same way. Then he says that all the soldiers are our brothers. We all walk upon the same Mother Earth, and upon our death we all shall lie in the grave in the same earth. So the first stanza states the poet is emphasizing that no country is foreign and no men are strange. Beneath all uniforms, beneath all kinds of different uniforms as worn by soldiers or by common people, there is a single human body that breathes, and that human body is dwelled same by God. We walk upon with our brothers on the same motherland, on the same mother earth, and when we all will die, we all shall lie in the grave in the same earth. So we cannot say that people are strange or they are different from us on any criteria, on any grounds. Stanza 2. They too aware of sun and air and water are fed by peaceful harvests, by war's long winter starved. The poet they refers to those people who belong to other countries. We can call them foreigners and discriminate them and fight with them also. The poet says that nature has given all the bounties to all people also, like he has given to us. So they are too aware of sun, air and water like we are aware of them. Everyone gets sunlight, air and water in equal measure, which means that God does not differentiate between people from different countries, right? And we all are fed by peaceful harvests. We all are eating food being harvested by our hard-working farmers. And when they used to harvest during the time of peace, when there is no war, we live a relaxed life and eat the things given to us by nature. Further, he adds that by wars, that means when there is any kind of war happens, then what happened? During such wars, we starve during wars, and winter time, that is same for those belonging to other countries also. Even they do not get food at that time. So he wants to say that foreigners who belong to another country and we both are same. And then the poet says their hands are ours, and in their lines we read that their hands are same as ours, like we used to do hard work with our hands to earn our living. Similarly, they are also blessed with two hands to work for their living. They work very hard just like we do, and a labor not different from our own, and a labor, the people who are working outside to earn for their family, are not different from us. And the poet is giving all these examples to convey to the reader that there is no difference in us and the people belonging to another country. So their hands are ours, they are also doing the work in the same way, and such a way there is no criteria left on the basis upon we can say that the people are strange or the country is foreign. Stanza 3. Remember, they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. In this stanza, the poet says that how can someone be a stranger or a country be foreign with so much of similarity? He says that all of them whom we call strangers have eyes like that of ours. They too see the world like us with eyes. They too follow the course of earth every day and sleep as well as wake up. They too are sensitive like us. They have strength like us. They are courteous to love and sympathy like us, and even they can be won by it. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. Overall, we can see that there is no difference in the way we live. Even they submit themselves to the lonely or to the lovely feelings. Wherever we go, life has a similar mechanism which is easily identifiable and can be understood with much ease. Summing up all these, the poet is right in saying that no men are strange and no country is foreign. That means the poet is saying that in every land we see that there is one common thing, there is one common life. All are following the same mechanism of life like us. And if we can recognize them and if we can understand their feelings and realize that they are like us, then there will be no fights or wars between us. That means if we all can recognize and understand this concept of similarity, then definitely there will be no hatred amongst us. Stanza 4. Let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other. The poet has proved the fact that there is nothing like strange or foreign. Everything has a similar frame. We all are same, and nothing is there that can be used to prove dissimilarity. Still, there are some people among us who disapprove of it, who try to break the feeling of brotherhood by provoking one against the other and destroying social as well as global harmony. These few people excite us to take the arms against our brothers, to hate them and to kill them. And if we, in the fit of that provoking, do something wrong to our brothers, then we are harming our own spirits only. And we are not betraying others, we are not dispossessing others, but we are causing harm to our Mother Earth only. We are abusing our own serenity, our brothers, whom we should align, are subjected to the misdeeds that we do to them. So, the poet lays stress that we just degrade our own charm, and this is a slap on the face of humanity. So, the poet says not to commit any such wrong deed and not to degrade humanity. That means we should be careful enough when one is provoking us to hate others, then we should avoid such people. Stanza 5. It is the human earth that we defile. We should keep in mind, the poet says, that we should keep in mind that whenever we pick weapons against any person, we make the earth dirty, because weapons kill people and their bodies which fall on the earth make it dirty. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence, our hatred that only cause harm to this Mother Nature earth, and also outrage that also destroys the purity and innocence of this motherland. Whenever war happens, it leads to a lot of bloodshed, fire, and death. These dead bodies accumulate on the earth and it make it impure. The fire of war which erupts, the smoke which comes out, the dust which fills the air, it is so dirty that it pollutes and outrages the purity of air. Air that is everywhere our own, that is gifted to us by God. With all these things, the poet wants to give us a message that we should not indulge in war. And finally, he ends the poem by writing the first line again, that remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. The poet further says that taking arms against our own brothers not only pollutes our spirit but also pollutes the whole earth, and whatever we do in the state of provocation of others is never ever justified, and we make the surrounding polluted with our own misdeeds. In the impression of strangeness and foreigners, we commit a grave mistake. We started considering our own brothers as strange and foreigners. So, one should be careful of when one is told to hate others, and we should not indulge in such activities. Now let's discuss the new words: beneath, under, strange, who is unknown, dispossess, deprive, defile, make dirty or pollute, outrage the innocence of means violate the purity of, betray, to cheat. Now let's see the summary of this poem. This poem is based on the idea that we are the children of the same God, right? We all are blessed in the same human body by God. As such, we should believe in the universal brotherhood of man, and being gifted likewise by God, we should believe in the universal brotherhood and should maintain peace and harmony of this motherland. The earth is the common property of the mankind. Our Mother Earth is common and has never ever distinguished among ourselves on the grounds of anything. That is, the earth is the common property of the mankind. We should not think that we are the citizens of this or that country. We should never ever think that we are living here in this country and so the people who are living in another country are different or they are foreign, because we all share this common land, this common planet, that is earth. So we cannot create differences, we cannot distinguish among ourselves. We should give up feelings of narrow nationalism. We should give up the feelings of being provocated by others, and also we should give up the feeling of hating our own brothers who are sharing this land with us. We should think that we are the citizens of the world. That means the poet is laying stress on the fact that instead of thinking that we are the citizens of one particular country, we should think that we are the citizens of the world. In war, all countries suffer and in peace prosper. We should keep this thing in mind, that if we are taking weapons against each other, then all will suffer, and if we will live with peace and harmony, then all will prosper and grow. Therefore, if countries suffer and peace prosper, if we hate others, we deceive ourselves. That means if we are hating others, that means we are cheating with ourselves and also causing harm to the innocence and purity of this motherland. Now let's discuss the poetic devices used in the poem. The first poetic device is repetition. Repetition, any word or sentence that is repeated to lay emphasis on it. In this poem, remember word is repeated 5 times. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign is repeated in stanza 1 and stanza 5. That is the starting of the poem and the ending of the poem. Alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of a consonant sound in 2 or more close words. Like in stanza 1, body breathes. That means B sound is repeated. Then wars, winters, W sound is repeated. So alliteration is the repetition of a consonant sound. Then next we have is enjambment. Enjambment is running lines of poetry from one to the next without using any kind of punctuation to indicate a stop. That means when there is no kind of stop, no punctuation mark, and the poetry switches from one to the next. For example, in stanza 1, line 2, 3 and 4, in stanza 2, line 3, then, and in stanza 3, 1, 2 and 3, then stanza 4, 1 and 2, then stanza 5, line 2 and 3. So such lines are switched from one to other without using any kind of punctuation or full stop. Then metaphor. One subject is implied to be another so as to draw a comparison between their similarities and shared traits. Like in stanza 1, uniform refers to the military of different countries. In stanza 2, war's time is compared to the winter season. So metaphor is when without the usage of like or as, we are drawing a comparison and we are stating one subject to be another. Now your homework is that you have to read the poem carefully and do the textual questions. Along with the textual questions, you will also do the extra questions given. The extra questions are, there are 3 questions. First, how can strength be won according to the poem No Men Are Foreign? Question number 2, Do you agree that no men are foreign? Explain. Question number 3. Why do countries engage in war and to what effect? So these 3 questions and textual questions you will do in your practice notebook first. After matching your answers, then you will do the same in your fair notebook.